So howdy, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. It's, you know, thank you very much for tuning in. This whole getting started thing is always a little crazy here, but it's been beautiful weather here the last few days here in Southern California. Almost 80 degrees or more than 80 degrees today. I was in shorts and barefoot just not long ago. What's that, me and Liam? Yeah. Jesse and Nikki came over with Liam for a little while, and Liam and I were in... Well, I think I changed after he left, but he was wearing shorts and going barefoot too also. So I debuted... I had a new video for one of the songs on my new album, debut this week. The song is Big Rain is Coming, Mama. This is the album, my album that came out in October, Love and Desperation, but the song, as I said, is Big Rain is Coming, Mama. And I just am really, really happy about the video. It came out wonderful. Thank you very, very much again to my friend Ron Resnick, who shot the video and did all of the editing, and also to Dina the Wolf Guerin out there. And we shot this out in Salton Sea area. And Dina lives out in that area, and she came out and helped and had some ideas about locations. Thank you very much. And Dina did some very cool little cameos. So I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it. I haven't put it on my website yet, but it's easy to find on my Facebook page. It debuted at Americana UK, so it's on their page also. If you haven't seen it, please take a look. This week, my album will be released. The release date is Friday for Ireland, the UK, and Europe. As far as promotion, and it's also, my album is also, the album Love and Desperation is also being released in Italy on the Appaloosa Records label. I'm very happy about that, and that'll be on the same date, this coming Friday, February 12th. And on Thursday, the 11th, I'll post about this, but I'm gonna do a long interview at WTJU. I better look that up to be sure of that, but I'll post about all of this. But Peter Jones has asked me to, we're going to play all of the songs from the album and just do an interview as we go along about the songs. So very generous of them. Thank you very much, Peter and everybody there. And I'll post a little bit more about that. And then tomorrow night at between 6 and 8 o'clock, I'm going to be on Folk Scene with Alan Larman, the great, sort of an institution as far as folk music here in Southern California. I've been on many times over the years. Everyone at Folk Scene has just been tremendously supportive of me. I've been on with other artists and on my own, just a number of, over the years, many, many times, with Alan's folks, Howard Larman doing the interview, and then with Roz, and now with Alan. So this will be the second time I've interviewed with Alan. So that'll be on KPFK 90.7 here in Los Angeles. Easy to find on the internet. I'm going to go ahead and sing some songs and stop blabbing here. This is a song from my album of 2017 called The Town Where I Live. This is a song called Goodbye, Alberta. Goodbye, Alberta. I hope your troubles pass. Goodbye, Alberta. They were never gonna last. The rain's let up, the clouds are broke, my bags are packed and stashed. Goodbye, Alberta, the storms are fading fast. When I lay down to sleep last night, the rain poured on my head. Thunder rolled on through the night, I believed I'd wake up dead. Alberta, she's a fine one. Her heart's both strong and true. She'll never leave you crying or turn her back on you. Goodbye, Alberta, I hope your troubles pass. Goodbye, Alberta, they were never gonna last. The rain's let up, the clouds are broke, my bags are packed and stashed. Goodbye, Alberta, the storms are fading fast. When I lay down to sleep last night, I turned from side to side. Could not rest, I could not sleep, I was just dissatisfied. Alberta, Alberta, don't cry your tears for me. I'll be back, I will be back, that I guarantee. Goodbye, Alberta, I hope your troubles pass. Goodbye, Alberta, they were never gonna last. The rain's let up, the clouds are broke, my bags are packed and stashed. Goodbye, Alberta, the storms are fading fast. Goodbye, Alberta. Goodbye, Alberta. Goodbye, Alberta. The storms are fading fast. So we'll send that out to all. Thank you, baby, and thank you, everybody out there. We'll send that out to, of course, all of our friends north of the border in Alberta and all of the other provinces up in Canada way. We want to stay friendly with them. We're doing much better down here now. We're like the drunken neighbor that just went on a 4-year bender. And is waking up and sobering up and starting to clean up the yard and trying to repair the relationships with all of the neighbors and everything like that. And the kindly old grandfather or old Uncle Joe has taken over. And anyhow, that's my impression of things. So that goes out to our friends in Alberta and everywhere else up in I'm going to do a song from an album from 2014, I believe it was, 13 or 14, an album called Sweet Bernadine, and this is a song called Mexicali Train. And many years ago, I rode a train from Mexicali, Mexico, the train that runs south from Mexicali. I rode the train from Mexicali down south to Puerto Vallarta. It was many years ago. I was much younger, and at the time, I had never been anywhere like that. I saw things I had never seen before. I saw some things I have never seen since. But at the time, I was a broken-hearted kid, and one of the things I discovered was that you can't outrun your heartaches. They're going to travel along with you like an unwelcome companion. This is called Mexicali Train. I I should be able to start that better, excuse me. On the bus to Mexicali, I counted up my bills and all my change. As we rolled on past Tecate, through the mountains and the deserts and the sage. Well, in my mind I hear you talking all the same words time and time again, till the only thing that's left for me is leaving on the Mexicali train. Well, I stumbled off the bus and through the crowded streets when looking for a sign. Past the old men and the vendors and the women who keep giving me the eye. Well, if you ever really loved me, now it's only just the memories that remain. From the station to the platform, I step onto the Mexicali train. Mexicali down to Guaymas and the dusty streets of Ciudad Obregón. Yeah, chickens, dogs, and children running through the car like something's going on. Kerouac and Cassidy, their ghosts still drift across these open plains. As I struggle with the ghosts that followed me onto this Mexicali train. Well, I wake up in the moonlight, passing through some town that's lost in time. By now the car is empty, just some low and dirty voices from behind. Well, if they thought to try and take me, soon enough they see their plan is all in vain. Because I'm just another homeless soul riding on the Mexicali train. And in the darkness and the loneliness, your memory keeps filling up my mind. Your taste, your smell, and all those tender nights are just so hard to leave behind. I wonder if I ever can forget or ever love someone again. Yeah, but for now I'll try to lose myself somewhere inside this Mexicali train. And at the station in Tequala, the morning sun is blazing in the sky. The train is filling up with calls of buenos dias and goodbye. And the voice of Castaneda echoes out among the cars like a refrain. And once again I'll try to lose myself somewhere inside this Mexicali train. Yeah, once again I'll try to lose myself somewhere inside this Mexicali train. Thank you, baby. That song mentions Jack Kerouac and Neil Cassidy there, wandering around the plains of Mexico, and they did for many years, from what I understand. Besides their travels around the country here, they traveled deep into Mexico, and Neil Cassidy actually passed away, died somewhere outside of San Miguel de Allende on the train tracks, kind of a lonesome, about as lonesome sounding a way, but I don't know if any way of passing, of any way of dying is really not lonesome sounding, but his was kind of poetic also in a way, I guess. So, and also Carlos Castaneda gets a mention in that song. I do a little bit of name dropping in that song, but interesting thing, I was singing that song when I was in Austin, Texas. My friend Terry Klein's long-running songwriters afternoon series that he has there at Old World Deli. So I was there, and Terry and I had just met, or maybe we met before, I can't remember, but anyhow, I sang that song, and so he mentioned to me afterwards, and this I found, Terry actually grew up in the Los Angeles area, but he mentioned that a friend of his had been attending classes out at Cal State San Bernardino, where I went to school for a short period of time. I was not a model student, I guess, but I got a little bit of college under my belt. But he was taking classes, and one of the instructors, professors there, had a personal relationship with Carlos Castaneda, was a visiting professor there at the time, if I remember the story correctly. And I just thought that was kind of amazing. Carlos Castaneda is kind of this mythical, everything he talks about was sort of mythical. So he himself, in my mind, is kind of a mythical person. So imagining him there at Cal State San Bernardino kind of blew my mind a little bit. So thank you for that story, Terry. I should probably catch up with you and make sure I got it a little more correctly, because I think I messed up a lot of the details. I'm going to do a song also from that album, Sweet Bernardine. It's a song called Mariachi Hotel. And there's an old hotel in East Los Angeles that came to be known as the Mariachi Hotel, because for many years, mariachi musicians would travel to the Southern California, the Southwest area from Mexico and other parts, and looking for work, of course, and oftentimes would know somebody that was friend or cousin that played in mariachi bands, and they would gravitate towards this particular hotel, because a lot of these guys had started living there. Old hotel, the Boyle Hotel, I think is what it was, there in Boyle Heights. And over a period of time, more and more of these guys moved into the hotel, and an amazing thing happened. It became a hotel full of mariachi musicians. There were articles in the paper at that time, and that's what kind of caught my interest. And I thought it took a while to put this one together, but these guys, if you needed a mariachi band for many years in Los Angeles, you could drive to this particular hotel in Boyle Heights, East Los Angeles. And if these guys didn't have another engagement, they would stand around the outside of the hotel with their instruments and their uniforms, and you could pull up and talk a little bit. They might play a little bit as an audition. You could talk about money, and if everything was agreeable, they would jump into the car or the truck with you and off to the quinceañera or grandma's barbecue or whatever the event was. And it was how you could hire a mariachi band for many years. Here in Los Angeles, these guys are still, that's Mariachi Plaza. It got mentioned. What did we start watching the other night? Bosch. So Susie and I tuned in Bosch. I'd seen people, several people watching that show. So the first episode, he ends up in Mariachi Plaza there, chasing down a suspect. But unfortunate for the suspect, it doesn't end well. But it's introducing the rough character that Bosch is, or whatever. But anyhow, I kind of lost my track there. Anyhow, these guys oftentimes, oh yeah, the area has changed, but these guys are still in that area. They don't live in a hotel. It's kind of been refurbished and redone. It was on the point of being torn down. But nowadays, they still hang out there because they can still get gigs. It's tough times for all musicians. These guys, I think, especially. But a lot of these guys will adopt a kind of a new identity, a kind of a new name for themselves. Many times and oftentimes something mystical or fantastic, like the falcon or the dragon. This is called the Mariachi, excuse me, I kind of broke my voice. The Mariachi Hotel. Here comes Katie. The eagle is wearing his red poncho, decorated with white reindeer. There are rats here, he tells me, his voice soft and low. But it's the dogs and the lions that I fear. I come here each day, I stand on these streets. My home's the Mariachi Hotel. And Cecilia, she cries, as I'm sinking so fast. It's a story she knows all too well. El Garabo, he says, things aren't so good. His trumpet is battered and worn. He left for 1 year. He must convalesce. His battle with liquor is still strong. But the iguana is back, and he's here on these streets where his father once taught him so well. And Cecilia, she cries like a babe in the night for the souls in the Mariachi Hotel. Dracula came, and he liked what he saw, and he stayed till he left just a shell. The plaza by day, he roamed as he pleased. Nights, the Mariachi Hotel. But now Dracula's gone, but still they drift in with their horns and their fiddles, and they yell. And Cecilia looks down as they sleep through the night in the arms of the Mariachi Hotel. Yes, Cecilia looks down as they sleep through the night in the arms of the Mariachi Hotel. Thank you, baby, and thank you all out there. And that was Katie with some perfectly timed moans and howls. She's got it kind of figured out that when I start singing, at some point within the first hour, she's going to get a treat. This is usually dinner time. That's usually the dinner time. When we sit down to dinner, she gets a treat. But she's also figured out if she just makes a little bit of a fuss, that she's going to get a little bit sooner, and that's what worked out tonight. Did you give her a treat? But we've got a little bit more going on around here. We've got some work going on in the backyard. We're getting a new block wall put in, something we've been meaning to do for probably 20 years. So there was an old wooden fence along there. It was kind of cool and funky, but it was getting worse and worse. So here comes Katie. You feel bad about moaning during the song, so you're gonna, okay, that's all right. So what Katie's actually doing is she just took a big drink of water and she's up here seeing if she can dry her snout on my crotch here, but I spun her around before she had a chance. But anyhow, we've got, so the whole back fence is taken down right now, and they have 3 dogs behind us. They've got their end blocked off pretty good. We did not get around to it. I just don't really have anything to do it with, so we've been trying to let her out and keep an eye on her. You can go lay down now. You can go. Okay, she's fine. Yeah, she's a better dog. Their dogs don't behave as well. So anyhow, here's the song, Big Rain is Coming, Mama. I hope you had a chance to see the video. As I said, it debuted this week. It's easy to find on my Facebook page, and I'll post it sometime this week on my website. Haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's at my YouTube channel. I don't advertise that enough, so it is easy to find there. So it came out great. Again, thank you to Ron, my friend Ron Resnick, and my friend Dina the Wolf Guerin for help on that. This is Big Rain's Coming, Mama. Where the big rain is coming, Mama, better start to batten it down. Hey, the rich folks all leaving, the big boats already left town. Well, I got a rusty old bucket and a busted old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life. Big rain is coming, Mama, better start to batten it down. Hey, the big wind is blowing, Mama, the leaves all starting to fly. You better close up your windows, bring all your chickens inside. Yeah, it starts with a whisper, turns into a scream. Things start to shaking like you've never seen. Big wind is blowing, Mama, the leaves all starting to fly. Big storm's coming, Mama, the water's started to rise. You better start to take cover, try to find a place you can hide. Yeah, let go of your grievances, it's time to move on. Say a little prayer, Mama, we might all be gone. Big storm's coming, Mama, the water's started to rise. Hey, the big rain is coming, mama. Better start to batten it down. Yeah, rich folks all leaving. The big boats already left town. Well, I got a rusty old bucket and a busted old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life. Big rain is coming, mama. Better start to batten it down. Well, I got a busted old bucket and a rusty old knife. Don't look like much, but it might save your life, mama. Big rain is coming, mama. Better start to batten it down. Hey, the big rain is coming, mama. Better start to batten it down. Hey, the big rain is coming, mama. Better start to batten it down. Thank you, baby. Big rain's coming, mama. So I'm going to do a couple of more songs off of the new album. And again, this is the new album here. It's just getting wonderful reviews. I got a tremendous review from San Diego Troubadour, which I was very excited about. And so I wrote to them this week to ask. It was a very cool little newsprint sort of... it was in record stores and music venues in San Diego for many, many years. And I always liked it. I always liked who they wrote about. So I thought, oh, I'm in the San Diego Troubadour. So I wrote and I asked if I could get a copy, and I said I'd be happy to pay, whatever, and postage. And it went out of print. I mean, a lot of things had to shut down because of the pandemic and everything like that. So they stopped doing newsprint copies just last October. So it's all just online. But I'm glad I'm very, very happy that they are continuing. So don't get me wrong, but I was disappointed not to be able to get a newsprint copy, but hey, things are looking up, so who am I to complain? This is a song called Blues at Midnight. Blues at midnight, blues at dawn. The blues have been with me ever since you've been gone. I can't seem to shake them, they just keep hanging on. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. I can't stop from crying, I can't get no sleep. I can't lose these memories, now they're just mine to keep. A train in the distance with a long, lonesome moan reminds me my baby left me here all alone. I toss and turn and I walk the floor. I can't believe you won't come home anymore. The night winds whisper a sad, lonesome song. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. I toss and turn and I walk the floor. I can't believe you won't come home anymore. The night winds whisper a sad, lonesome song. Blues at midnight midnight since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight, blues at dawn. The blues have been with me ever since you've been gone. I can't seem to shake them, they just keep hanging on. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Blues at midnight ever since you've been gone. Thank you, baby. So I'm going to do another song off of the new album. This is another blues. This is called Blues Stop Knocking at My Door. This is a song written by a fellow by the name of Al Ferrier down there in Louisiana, sort of Shreveport area, roughly, I guess. Kind of out in the country sort of guy, family. He's in a Rockabilly Hall of Fame, so he did well, but he was a guy that played locally and worked during the day for most of his career. I was reading about him the other day. Sawmill, the family was in a lumber business, so he would play the gigs at night and go work in the sawmill during the day. So I admire that kind of hard work. I've had to work and play at night, but not in a sawmill. So anyhow, this is from Al Ferrier. This is called Blues Stop Knocking at My Door. Blues stop knocking at my door. Can't you see my heart is sore? Blues stop knocking at my door. What chance has this heart of mine? I keep losing all the time. Blues stop knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let my love come back to me? Everything I do is wrong. In a crowd I'm all alone. Blues stop knocking at my door. Why should I feel so blue? I've tried so hard to be true. Blues stop knocking at my door. Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be. Blues knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let my love come back to me? Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be. Blues knocking at my door. Oh, why can't misery set me free and let love come back to me. Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Send my lover back to me. Yeah, no more will there be blues knocking at my door. Yeah, blues knocking at my door. Oh, blues, stop knocking at my door. Al Ferrier there with Blues, Stop Knocking at My Door. So, yeah, good tune. I first heard that from Lazy Lester, the Lazy Lester version, which I like almost as much, maybe just. Both those versions are this very deep and soulful South or East Texas, Louisiana kind of shuffle sort of things that are just beautiful. But I just kind of revved it up for my own, because that's what I know how to do, I guess. I should mention that, so I've been doing these shows every Saturday since March, so almost a year, or maybe, I don't know what that works out to be, but anyhow, so starting this month, I'm going to be doing them the first and the third Saturdays of the month. So tonight and then next week will be a break over the Valentine's weekend, and then I'll be back on, what's the date, honey? 20th. On the 20th, February 20th. So, and then after that, it'll be the first and the third Saturdays of every month. And starting in March, this is still tentative because we have to see how everything is, but everything looks so much better. The numbers for people catching this virus have dropped dramatically here. I think everywhere, but in Southern California and all of California. So we're all very, 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 very happy about that. People are wearing their masks, I hope, and social distancing. So, and everything else you need to do. So anyhow, as long as the numbers stay good, I'm going to start to do the first Saturday of every month at the Fred House, which is here close by. A wonderful little concert room downstairs. It's got an amazing history. Elizabeth Cotton played there. John Fahey. It's just an amazing list of acoustic artists have played there over the years at the Fred House. So anyhow, I'm going to be doing the first Saturday live from the Fred House, and then the third Saturday here live from Casa de Calora, which I don't think translates very well. I think it kind of translates as House of Heat, which, hey, I don't know. We're pretty hot here some days, so. So anyhow, here's another song off of the new album. This is a song called Down at the Bar at Gypsy Sally's. Gypsy Sally, of course, taken from the song Tecumseh Valley, the great Townes Van Zandt song. Caroline works at the bar for Gypsy Sally. So that's where that name comes from, but that's really the only association with the Townes Van Zandt song. The rest of it I just kind of made up and just kind of, I spent a lot of time in bars over the years playing music, especially early on. There was a lot of bars to play at. I played in bars 5, 6, 7 nights a week. And, I never saw anything too crazy, but, hey, it's a bar. There was shit going on and a lot of characters. So anyhow, I kind of just put that together out of my imagination and some of that. This is kind of my version of that period of my life, I guess. This is called the Down at the Bar at Gypsy Sally's. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's, just to be cool and you'll be alright. You can pick your pills, pick your poison, but man, you sure don't pick a fight. She's got a shotgun in the corner. She keeps a shiv behind the bar. And if someone tries to play some masquerade, man, they sure won't get too far. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's, Stagger Lee is shooting pool. Little Walter's in the alley, making a mess of some poor fool. Lightning's in the corner. Frankie Lee is with the band. When Thelma pulls a pistol out and says she's going to shoot some man, you know it's not some grand illusion. Yeah, it's not some wicked dream. The whiskey smells like dynamite and tastes like kerosene. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's, no one ever asks your name. Delilah's taking numbers, but no one seems to know the game. Caledonia's drinking at the bar. The Wolfman's on the prowl. Just before the sun comes up, you might hear him start to howl. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's. Down at the bar at Gypsy Sally's. Thank you, baby. Thank you, everybody. So that's Down at the Bar at Gypsy Sally's from my new album. And you can pick, this is, I should hold it up better. Susie always tells me so. This is it. It's called Love and Desperation. And you can get it from me, from my website, rickshay.com. And but you can also get it at any of the online music retailers. And you can even get it in some music stores. My friend Sam Epstein told me that he got his, he didn't say where, but he said at a retailer. somewhere local. Sam lives around here somewhere, kind of on the west side, I believe. So they've stocked my albums in most, Amoeba and down in Austin at Waterloo most of the time. So I was going to talk about. I'm going to go back a little bit here and do a song called "Emperor of the North." My friend Wyman Reese wrote the lyric, or most of the lyric, to this song, and he brought it to me. And I usually, when I see a lyric, I don't write that way that often, but when I do, if someone, my friend Kim Ringer gave me a lyric, and that's on the new album. I'm going to sing that song in a little bit, but I'll usually know pretty quickly. I'll be able to see the song and the lyric and hear the rhythm and be able to figure it out from there. So that happened in this case, and Wyman told me that the lyric was inspired by a friend of his dad when he was growing up. His dad, this friend of my friend Wyman's dad, had ridden the rails when he was younger in the 1930s during the Great Depression. He was very young. He was a teenager at that time, but it was just a crushing time for so many people, out of work and just nowhere to turn. Soup kitchens, bread lines. The country was just devastated, and many people got on trains and just rode and looking for work, any work they could find, because there was none where they were living. So he had done that, and he had talked about it, and so my friend Wyman had written this lyric. And shortly after that, this friend of Wyman's dad turned up in a film called Riding the Rails that Michael Ace had produced and directed, along with some Lexi Lovell also. And it's a wonderful film. I watched it when it came out on some PBS program a number of years ago. It's available now. You can find it on Amazon. So I just noticed that the other night. So Riding the Rails, Michael Ace, and it's actually spelled U-Y-S, but it's pronounced Ace according to Wikipedia. And Lexi Lovell, Riding the Rails, just a wonderful film. And Bob Simons, who is the fellow that I'm speaking of, friend of my friend's dad, he's featured pretty prominently. He's the only one that actually started singing. He learned songs. He learned to play guitar, and he's a colorful guy. He's a funny guy, very interesting. Sings well, plays guitar well. He went back to riding the rails after he retired, and he wrote a book. So I looked it up and picked up a copy. I still have not read this. I forgot to bring glasses over here. This is actually autographed. He calls himself Guitar Whitey, Bob Guitar Whitey Simons. So anyhow, this song was kind of inspired by Bob Guitar Whitey Simons. Featured in a film called Riding the Rails. Look it up anyhow. It's kind of a long story, long way to introduce a song. My apologies. This is called Emperor of the North. John said, son, here's the deal. We'll share everything that we can steal. Well, it's a 60-40 proposition. Given your green looks and poor condition, you can take this split or leave it if you choose. These farmers, they've got more than they can use. I'm not saying it's the best of lives, Yeah, but I've seen worse with two mean wives. Well, these boxcar beds, they creak and pitch. It's chancy work, you won't get rich. And them railroad dicks don't ever treat you kind. But a freer man you'll never hope to find. I'm a king where I hold court. I'm the emperor of the north. If I have to, I'll just slip right through the cracks. I'm the freest blowing bastard, sometimes forwards, sometimes backwards. I come and go, but my soul's tied to these tracks. Dang it. String slipped. Yeah, from the New York yard to the coal station, there's scattered souls across this nation. Yeah, but honest, cheap with thieves like us, don't turn your back on them you trust. We'll live like jacks before this ride is through. Do things no family man could hope to do. Well, I'm a king where I hold court. I'm the emperor of the north. If I have to, I'll just slip right through the cracks. I'm the freest blowing bastard, sometimes forwards, sometimes backwards. I come and go, but my soul's tied to these tracks. I'm a king where I hold court. I'm the emperor of the north. If I have to, I'll just slip right through the cracks. I'm the freest blowing bastard, sometimes forwards, sometimes backwards. I come and go, but my soul's tied to these tracks. I have to remember with this guitar to put the capo on snug, or the string will slip off and slide out from where the capo. I built this guitar a number of years ago. It's from a kit, but so I have no one to blame but myself. But I think I cut the slots a little bit too close to the edge of the fingerboard, so I probably need to cut a new nut. But or have somebody that's a little bit better at it, like my friend Sammy, do it for me. But I've been liking this guitar a lot the last few weeks. I started playing it because my other guitar, my Martin, had the binding had started to come off. So I took it up to my friend Sammy, as I said, and he held on to it for, it took him a couple of weeks, a week and a half or so to get around to it. He's a busy guy, but so I dug this guitar out and started playing it, and then I ended up liking this one. Now I dropped my guitar pick, damn it. Oh. So sometimes when Liam comes over, and I'll make those kind of old guy noises, you know, when you bend or you sit down, you go, oh, my dad used to do that and stuff. And sure enough, when I got to a certain age, I started, oh. So I started doing stuff like, Liam will do that kind of sympathetically. I think he does it with Jesse too at home. But our grandson, when he comes over, I'll be sitting down, I'll go, oh, and he'll go, oh, and some kind of little toddler. He doesn't talk yet. I mean, he's saying da da da, and he's just I'm gonna get all carried away here. He's just realizing that he hasn't been talking. He's been thinking he's been talking, and I think I can see the light in his eyes right now. He realizes that there's a lot going on here in this conversation. He thought he was kind of in on it, and he had a few little noises, But I mean, we're all right here. We're going to hand him anything he wants. We know anything he might want. So he thought it was all working pretty good for him. But in the last couple of weeks, he's kind of figured out, oh shit, they're actually, there's words there. They're communicating. So he's a little frustrated. It's like, God damn, there's a whole lot that I got to learn still. He kind of thought he had it all figured out. So where's my capo? I'm going to do, this is the first song that I wrote in this house. We moved here now 21 years ago. We've lived in Covina for more than 30 years. Long story, I won't go into it. But Covina has been great. It's very quiet, unpretentious, little sort of, I don't know, old community here in the San Gabriel Valley here in Southern California. We're about 40 miles from Los Angeles, about 40 miles from San Bernardino, where Susie and I grew up. And it's worked out good, kind of a family-oriented little town. And it's where we could afford to buy a house. That was the biggest, maybe biggest thing. I was kind of pushing to live some other places, but anyhow, when we moved into this house, I had just bought this guitar from my friend Dave Alvin. He very generously sold me this red kind of Sunburst Martin guitar. Some of you may have seen me. It's been a guitar that's traveled with me. It's traveled all over the country, all over the world, many times. It's been a great, great traveling companion. I had it on the train trips. But when I brought that guitar home, this song kind of fell out of it pretty easily, which doesn't always happen for me. And I was kind of interested in that, of course. But it reminded me of a story that the great Nashville songwriter Tom T. Hall used to tell. And he said that his favorite pastime was driving around the area where he lived, kind of outside of Nashville, one of those little suburb sort of offshoot cities, I guess, but and visiting music stores in the area, guitar stores in the area where he lived, and buying guitars. He said he would buy multiple guitars sometimes, 2, 3 guitars, and take them home and see what songs they had in them. And I thought that was just such a wonderful sentiment and such a wonderful way to think about songwriting. And that's kind of the way it happened with this song and that guitar. The song kind of just, that guitar seemed to have this song in it. So this is called Walkin' to Jerusalem. I'm walking to Jerusalem, my head is hanging low, 40 miles behind me, I got 40 miles to go. I don't know where I'm traveling, I don't know what I'll find, but each step takes me further from the one I left behind. Mother, hear me calling, sister, hear my cry. The hills rise up before me, shadows fill the sky. I'm walking to Jerusalem, I'm walking all alone. I'm walking to Jerusalem, trying to find my way home. I'm walking to Jerusalem, My head is hanging low, 40 miles behind me. I got 40 miles to go. I don't know where I'm traveling. I don't know what I'll find. But each step takes me further from the ones I left behind. Mother, hear me calling. Sister, hear my cry. The hills rise up before me. Shadows fill the sky. I'm walking to Jerusalem. I'm walking all alone. I'm walking to Jerusalem, trying to find my way home. 1, 2. Thank you, baby. Thank you, everybody. We're all just walking to Jerusalem. Sorry to get a little dark there, but see if I can get this thing a little bit more in tune. The weather's kind of, like I said, it's very, very warm here today, and I don't mean to be rubbing that in. I apologize. I know there are parts of the country where it's very cold, but last weekend we had some weather here. We were kind of at the tail end of some storms, pretty big storms for Southern California. Dumped a lot of snow up in the mountains and up in the Sierra Nevadas a little further north. But then the weather turned, as it does in this part of the world. And excuse me for trying to, this tuning is giving me fits. This guitar actually tunes very well once I can get it in tune. Plays in tune. So anyhow, yeah, it's been very warm since about Tuesday, and here comes Katie the hound dog. So that's kind of makes instruments hard to keep in tune when the weather's changing like that. I work in a guitar store, or I used to, and people would bring their guitars in for repair, and all manner of condition. It was a very frustrating thing for us because we're guitar players. We love, we're very passionate about guitars, and we love our guitars and everything. And just to see how people would badly mistreat their instruments, just knocking things off of them, busting holes in them, just beat up, dirty and everything. They bring them in for repair and just expect so much for so little. And I always felt like trying to explain to them, of course, it wouldn't make any difference. If you're already treating it like that, there's no reason for me to try and explain anything to you. But this is made from living cells. This, not all that long ago, was an actual living thing, a tree. It's made from, was made from living cells, and so they can be very temperamental. They can still be stretching, and they're very, for the most part, stable, but they can still be moving around and changing on us. Yes, can you let me sing a song? I'm going to sing a song that's from my last album from 2017. Like the first song, this is a title track. It's called The Town Where I Live. And if you've ever been out of work and kind of down on your luck a bit, I bounced around a bit and scrambled quite a bit when I was younger because I knew I wanted to play music, but I still had to kind of support myself. So this is when everything starts to look bad, I guess. This is called The Town Where I Live. Hey, well, the town where I live is ragged and old, too hot in the summer and the winter's too cold. The daytimes are weary and the night brings you down. You could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. Yeah, work's hard to find in the town where I live, and it all seems to take a lot more than it gives. They say you're too young, or they say you're too old, or the job's just been filled, boy, you're moving too slow. Hey, well, the town where I live is ragged and old, too hot in the summer and the winter's too cold. The daytimes are weary and the night brings you down. You could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. Man, I feel like a ghost in this town where I live, hanging out and hanging on, taking all I can give. Sometimes I wonder why I hang around here, but if you ain't got much choice, man, your choice is real clear. I might catch a ride, or I might jump a train, but I'd just be someplace where it all looked the same. Hey, well, the town where I live, man, is ragged and old, too hot in the summer and the winter's too cold. The daytimes are weary and the night brings you down. You could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. Hey, well, the town where I live, man, is ragged and old, too hot in the summer and the winter's too cold. The daytimes are weary and the night brings you down. You could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. Yeah, you could waste your whole life in this ragged old town. You could waste your whole goddamn life in this ragged old town. Thank you very much. I should probably say hello to a few people. I've been waiting for Susie to
I'm sorry.
usually... Oh, you know what? I need some glasses. Do I have some glasses on the table there?
No, I'll get you some.
I don't know what I did with them. So I have 10 to 15 pairs of reading glasses around the house at any one time, scattered around. So
They're not marked with anything. I hope they're okay.
yeah, they should be all right. And I have to mark some of them because I need 2 different strengths just to make it a little bit more confusing and entertaining. So anyhow, I want to say hi to Jesse, Nikki, and Liam that are listening out in Rancho Cucamonga. They were over here earlier today. Hope everybody's good. My sister Joy, my sister-in-law Joy, and my mother-in-law Jenny are listening in Rialto. Love you both. Love you, and Jesse, Nikki, and Liam. Love you all, of course. My sister Cindy up in Sparks, Reno, Nevada area is listening, and along with her husband Jim. My brother-in-law, love you, Cindy. Rebecca, my niece Rebecca is listening in Rialto also. and my niece Darcy up also in the Sparks, Reno, Nevada with area with Mike and the baby Kessie. I'm going to sing a song for Kessie a little bit later. John Wilhelm, don't get out of my crutch. John Wilhelm out in Omaha, Nebraska, I believe, ordered an album, and I'm going to send that to you tomorrow, John. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bill Kuhn up in Seattle, Washington, part of the Train Tribe. Thank you for tuning in. Martha Rowley in Saxton's River, Vermont, where Bernie Sanders wears those crazy mittens that are all the rage now. People are actually buying them. They actually started to market those. So they look great to me, but they look so bulky. I don't know what you could do with them. But they look like they would keep your hands warm. So hi, Martha, love you. Ken Stahl in Austin, Texas. Thank you for tuning in, Ken. Bonnie Braun, part of the Train Tribe, also out in Phoenix, I believe, Arizona. Mona in South Pasadena, good friend that comes to many shows here locally. Thank you for tuning in, Mona. Usually Randall is tuning in along with you. My friend Adrian Ace Rice down there in Orange County plays wonderful little live stream events himself. Please tune in, Adrian Ace Rice. Rick Lagruda, Rick, I forget where you are. Thank you for tuning in. Cheryl Gaffney out there in San Bernardino. Cheryl, of course, old friend, and lives around the corner from where we used to live in San Bernardino. Down there, well, anyhow. Brian Thomas, who is one half or one third of Tres Pescadores, my record label, been so supportive, and thank you very much. Listening in Pasadena area, Brian and Sherry, thank you both, love you very much. Jim Canales in, I always forget, it's up in Wisconsin, West Point or Stevens Point, Wisconsin. So Jim has got a wonderful radio show up there, and now I'm going to forget the name of the radio station. Why don't you post it in the comments if you can, Jim, and has been very, very supportive. Cousin Kenny out there in San Bernardino listening. Hey, Kenny, thank you very much. Anton Verdonk, I think a new name. Thank you for tuning in, Anton. Richard Tilden, also a new name. Thank you for tuning in, Richard. Joey Stafford, great drummer with so many people here in Southern California. Hey, Joey, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing good. And thank you for tuning in. Jeanette Marsh, also a new name. Thank you for tuning in, Jeanette. Piper Vignette up in wonderful writer, and we've kind of chatted a bit online. So Piper's a wonderful writer living up in Vermont area now. Mike Donahue up in the Chicago area, part of the Train Tribe. Hey, Mike, thank you very much. Janie Ty Griffin out there in San Bernardino. We go back to just kind of almost high school, I guess. Cindy Love, also, we go back to high school. Thank you for tuning in, Cindy. Robert Bob Ellis down there in Houston, Texas. Big storm's coming, Robert. Not now, it's kind of calmed down. But Corey Livinggood, great name. How you doing, Corey? Hey, man, I'm living good. But sorry to make a kind of... I'm sure you've heard that, just like I've heard ricochet since I was in kindergarten. So anyhow, my apologies, Corey. I don't know what I was thinking there. But thank you very much for tuning in. Salvador Arana, up there in Castaic area, I think. Thank you for tuning in. Mike Pfister, thank you for tuning in again. Carol Fulkerson, Carol and David out there at the sheep farm in Fulton, Missouri. Thank you very much. Part of the Train Tribe. Love you both. And my buddy Mark up there in Big Bear, where they had all the snow last week. And I bet a bunch of it has melted. But the skiing was still good, I'm sure. Now, if Katie will let me get back to playing a song here. She's needing a lot of attention here tonight.
Just real quickly, Kathy Curving.
Oh, Kathy and Jeff Curvink down in... Well, I was saying down in La Habra, but I'm not sure. Anyhow, good friends that have come to many shows here locally. And Kim Ringer, my friend Kim Ringer, and I'm going to sing a song just in just a minute here that Kim sent me the lyric on. Anyhow, this is another song from the town where I live. A song my sister Cindy asked for, and I'm going to do this. This is called You're Gonna Miss Me When I'm Gone. The river's deep, the river is wide. Soon I'll be standing on the other side. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Midnight train's calling me, Illinois Central out of Kankakee. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. I know you right, and you're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Down the road as far as I can see, where the wind blows wild and free. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I may be back, but I don't know when. Look for me wherever I ain't been. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. I know you right, you're gonna miss me. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. The river's deep, the river is wide. Soon I'll be standing on the other side. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Memphis south down to New Orleans, devil can't catch what he's never seen. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me. Gonna miss me, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. So that goes out to my sister Cindy up there in Sparks, Nevada, with her my brother, her husband, my brother-in-law Jim. Oh, yes, and their granddaughter, our niece, our newest. So our grandson Liam was born on the 14th of November, and Kessie was born on the 15th, the day after. So that's kind of an amazing thing. So they couldn't be more exactly the same age, I guess, but. So this is a song that my friend Kim Ringer sent me the lyric to this, and I looked at it and immediately I just kind of thought this is beautiful and heartbreaking, and put it together as a song and sent it to her pretty quickly. and included it on the new album. So, and it's has gotten a lot of good attention in reviews. The album's gotten tremendous reviews, and this song in particular has gotten singled out quite a bit. So I'm very happy about that. It's called Shisang of the Earth. There's a little place out the desert way. Folks would laugh and guitars play. Songs were sung and stories they were told. He came one day to that nowhere place. Sat right down when he saw her face, and she sang to him, and the words were made of gold. She sang of the earth, she sang of the sky, she sang of hello, she sang of goodbye, she sang of the people and of all the days gone past. She sang of the moon, she sang of the stars, and late night dancing in a rundown bar, and she sang of the time disappearing oh so fast. Well, he sat down and he joined in. He sang of heaven and he sang of sin, and all the different people that he had known. Their voices joined in harmony. They sang of you and they sang of me, and of all the places that he had yet to go. She sang of the earth, she sang of the sky, she sang of hello, she sang of goodbye, she sang of the people and of all the days gone past. She sang of the moon, she sang of the stars, and late night dancing in a rundown bar, and she sang of the time disappearing oh so fast. He woke up, she was gone. There were different singers singing different songs, and the time had come for him to be on his way. Their voices joined in harmony. They sang of you, they sang of me. She sang of the earth, she sang of the sky, she sang of hello, she sang of goodbye, and she sang of the people and of all the days gone past. She sang of the moon, she sang of the stars, and late night dancing in a rundown bar. She sang of the time disappearing oh so fast. She sang of the earth, she sang of the sky, she sang of hello, and she sang of goodbye, and she sang of the people and of all the days gone past. She sang of the moon, she sang of the stars, and late night dancing in a rundown bar. She sang of the time disappearing oh so fast. There's a little place out the desert way. Folks would laugh and guitars play, and songs were sung and stories they were told. Well, I kind of messed that song up in a few places. My deep apologies, Kim.
I'm so sorry.
The first part I messed up on my own. I got fouled up. This is pretty loose. I don't know if any of you have been watching for a little while. These shows have been more than a little loose with dogs and kids and everything going on. So towards the end of that song, Susie apparently wanted this piece of paper back, and she started crawling on her hands and knees up here to try and get it. And so I was watching her, and I got kind of a little sidetracked. Here's this piece of paper, baby. This is what you wanted.
I did.
So
Thank you. Sorry.
she's very thrifty. There was some space on the bottom that she wanted to fill in with some other names of people that are listening instead of going to a new page. And I appreciate that because paper is made from trees, and I don't really want us to have to cut down any more trees than is necessary. So anyhow, I got fouled up in a couple of places, and I apologize, Kim. I feel like I should start from the beginning and sing it over, but I'll sing it again in a couple of weeks, and I promise I will do better. So my apologies again, and I think probably for all our sakes, maybe we'll just move on here, and I'll do a couple of more. That's a song from the new album, I should say. I'll do another song, and this is the title track of the new album. This is called Love and Desperation. And for you, Kim, maybe I'll just mess this one up just to kind of even things out. Maybe I'll take a couple of pot shots at this one. And that seems like the only fair thing to do. I should have said in part of the introduction, if my folks were not very good at being parents, but I try not to hold it against them because I was not a very good kid. I got in a lot of trouble. So I just kind of think of this song as if parts of my life were written as a folk song and kind of dramatized. That's how I think of this song. This is called Love and Desperation. Yeah, well, someone robbed the northern man, flew off south in a driving rain. You think they might not know your name, but they know your reputation. Yeah, well, a dark-skinned gal is good to me, sweet and kind as she can be. She knows things that I can't see, but she tells no tales or stories. Well, my brother walks a lonesome road, tired eyes a heavy load, believes the things that he's been told, but he knows, but he holds no expectation. That's for you, Kim. Yeah, well, Nashville is a rugged town, picks you up and knocks you down, leaves you in the lost and found without a word or a warning. Yeah, well, the devil plays a crooked game. The odds are long and dead as aim. But you know you'll play him just the same, 'cause you can't resist temptation. Yeah, well, my mother was a wild thing. She loved to dance, she loved to sing. But she left one day in early spring 'cause her children were a burden. Yeah, my father was a solemn man, steady voice, a steady hand. But there were things he did not understand about love and desperation. Yeah, well, someone robbed the northern man, flew off south in a driving rain. You think they might not know your name, but they know your reputation. Yeah, you think they might not know your name. Yeah, but they know your reputation. So that's the title track of my new album, and here's the cover of it. That's taken in Austin, Texas at the, gosh, I'm trying to think of the name of the museum. So Terry Allen, the great artist and songwriter and performer from Lubbock, Texas, and now lives in New Mexico with Joelle and his wife. What's the name of this museum? And now I don't see it anywhere in here. At the Contemporary. So that's actually a sculpture of a 1950 Chevy that Terry Allen, he made the sculpture, and it's at this museum. He calls it Road Angel, and he had a number of different artists. He asked a lot of different people to contribute a song, and so there's a tape loop, or it's probably, I'm sure it's digital, loop of music playing from this car. The lights are on, and that's the display. So he asked me to contribute a song. I did. It's only on that car. I ended up not recording it for this album for not for any real reasons, but so the only place you can hear that song, I'm trying to think of the title of it, I can't even remember, but is if you go to the Contemporary there in Austin, Texas, and find Terry's sculpture, the Road Angel, and listen for maybe 6 hours, because it's a 6-hour loop of songs. But I kind of read all of the artists, other artists that contributed, and it's more than well worth it, even if you didn't get to hear my song. So I'm going to do another song off of the new album. This is called Juanita, Why Are You So Mean? And Juanita is Susie's mother's name, my mother-in-law, and she's usually goes by the name Jenny or the name Guggum. But when she was younger, and Susie's dad, Johnny, was trying to, or father of all of the kids, or most of the kids, he was interested in Jenny and Juanita, and he was trying to date her and trying to get to know her and everything. She was kind of giving him the brush off, is the way the story went. And she was kind of not very nice to him, I guess, in some ways. At one point, he asked her name and asked her for her name and phone number. And she told him her name was Rosie, which it's not. And she gave him a made-up phone number. So, but it all worked out. They got together. They were together for many years. There's 7 brothers and sisters. And this is just my version of that story. I took some liberties. And my friend Tony Zamora wrote the Spanish lyric to this song, which to me is just maybe the most beautiful and amazing part of the song. So anyhow, this is called Juanita, Why Are You So Mean? I never saw it coming, I never had a clue, just minding my own business, that's when I first saw you. I liked your rings and necklace, I liked your long black hair, I almost fell to pieces, didn't seem to care. Estoy bajo de tu hechizo y no entiendo por qué. Es el poder del todo H o algo más que no puedo ver. No puede ser. We've been upside down and inside out and back and forth and in between. From From the start, you broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? I heard it from your mama, I heard it from your friends. That girl will leave you crying and broken in the end. You spent up all my money, you somehow lost my car. I'm sorry we got started, I'm sorry that it went this far. Cuán ciego puede ser un hombre, es triste pero es verdad. La próxima vez necesito mi coche, porque ahora no tengo nada, no tengo nada. We've been upside down and inside out, and back and forth and in between. But from the start, you broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? We've been upside down and inside out, and back and forth and in between. From the start, you broke my heart. Juanita, why are you so mean? Juanita, why are you so mean? Juanita, why are you so mean? You're welcome, baby. Thank you very much. And I was making mistakes in all kinds of places here tonight, and I think it may be, I usually take a nap on Saturdays before, like earlier in the day, like I wake up, or my schedule has just been kind of crazy for a while, but since this whole pandemic thing started, and I know it's a lot of other people, their kind of schedule has gotten kind of crazy. I wake up all kinds of hours, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., but, I'm doing stuff around the house. It's fine. I just kind of get through the day and maybe go to bed a little bit earlier. But on Saturdays, I always try and take a nap, and usually earlier in the morning. And I did lay down today with the intent of taking a nap, and was there for a little while. And then I looked over at the clock, and it said 11:30, and I thought, oh man, I've been laying down here for a long time. So I got up, but I forgot that the clock that we have in the bedroom, all of I told the story about the big, the mantle clock that we had that started running ahead because Liam and I messed around with it and kind of busted it. And so for 2 days, it was unwinding and kind of going like ahead and bonging at all kinds of different hours until we finally put it in the garage. Susie took it out to the garage and let it unwind out there. But the clock in the bedroom that she has next to the bed, she says she can't seem to set it at the correct time, so it's set an hour later. And so I forgot that, and I got up when it said 11:30, and it was actually 10:30, and I had not been laying down for very long. So, but I mean, time has gotten just kind of crazy and meaningless in a lot of ways throughout this anyhow. So I'm going to do a few more songs here. I'm going to do a Johnny Cash song here, one of my favorites, written by Johnny Cash and Bob Dylan. Maybe the only song I know of that they've written together, and the only one that's been recorded that I know of, and only by Johnny Cash. I don't think there are any Bob Dylan recordings of this, unless I think somebody corrected me once and pointed out that there is a live recording of this. Bob Dylan playing this song live somewhere in a recording of that. So anyhow, this is Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash's Wanted Man in California, wanted man in Buffalo, wanted man in Kansas City, wanted man in Ohio, wanted man in Mississippi, wanted man in old Cheyenne. Wherever you might look tonight, you might see this wanted man. Well, I might be in Colorado or in Georgia by the sea, working for some man who may not know who I might be. If you ever see me coming and you know who I am, don't you breathe it to nobody, 'cause you know I'm on the lam. Wanted man by Lucy Watson, wanted man by Jeannie Brown, wanted man by Nellie Johnson, wanted man in this next town. Well, I've had all that I've wanted, a lot of things I've had, and a lot more than I needed of some things that turned out bad. I got sidetracked in El Paso. I stopped to get myself a map. I went the wrong way into Juarez with Juanita on my lap. Then I went to sleep in Shreveport. I woke up in Abilene, wondering why I'm wanted in some town that's in between. Wanted man in Tallahassee, wanted man in Syracuse, wanted man in Albuquerque, wanted man in Baton Rouge. There's somebody out to grab me anywhere that I might be, and wherever you might look tonight, you might get a glimpse of me. Wanted man in California, wanted man in Buffalo, wanted man in Kansas City, wanted man in Ohio, wanted man in Mississippi, wanted man in old Cheyenne. Wherever you might look tonight, you might see this wanted man. So I've that. Thank you, baby. Thank you, everybody. So I've sang that song all over the country, all over the world, on the back of a train or inside of a train. But I also sang that for my friend Brian's and Sherry's wedding. Are they still listening? You don't know if they're still tuned in. So Brian, that was Brian's request that night, was that I sing Wanted Man at his wedding there. So my apologies, Sherry. But he did ask me, and hey, he's my record label. I'm going to do it. So anyhow, we've also got Lou Beach is watching tonight. Lou did the cover artwork for this. Came out beautifully. I'll show you the back. Let's try and show it to you a little bit better. Picture of my Telecaster leaning up against this chair here, and a picture of the inside. What was I looking for here? And the picture I took in, it's Leslie Campbell that took the picture on the back, but the inside photo I took when we were taking a drive across a road that you cannot go on unless you get special permission, that goes across the front of the San Gabriel Mountains. So it's a beautiful shot up above Altadena or Sierra Madre. a road that goes. It's called the Rincon Cutoff, and it's not that hard to get permission, but you do have to go to the Forest Service to get permission and a key to the gate, and you need 4-wheel drive, or at least they strongly recommend it. But so that's the album, and my friend Lou Beach, who has the driest sense of humor, wicked sense of humor of anybody that I know. I love you. What's that?
You didn't finish those names? You got as far as Lou?
Oh, I didn't finish the names. So Susie says I got as far as Lou and I didn't read any other names, and I think she's right. So Amber and Matt, my other son, Matt and his girlfriend Amber are listening. I love you both. They're right up here in Azusa. Thank you for tuning in. Joseph Kakavo, thank you for tuning in. And Laurel Arnseth. So, and my apologies to anybody that's tuned in that we didn't get it goes by in a crazy way. So Susie catches what she can. So thank you, Matt and Amber, for listening, tuning in, and it's. I had something I was going to say, now I forgot. But anyhow, this is another song from the new album, and I've been singing this I wrote the song 2 years ago. It was kind of the first song I wrote that was going to be recorded. And it's called The World's Gone Crazy. And I wrote it at the time because I thought, hey, things are about as crazy as they're ever going to get. Little did I know, I guess. So anyhow, I think maybe I'm hopeful. Here's a big piece of wood. Here's a big piece of wood. That we're kind of on the tail end of the crazy now. But this is called, I'm going to keep singing this song. It's called The World's Gone Crazy. The world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. You'd better hold on to the ones that you love. You know, I walked through the garden. I walked through the valley. And I walked through the city. Yeah, trouble's all over this world. Yeah, the world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. You'd better hold on to the ones that you love. Hold on to your brother. Hold on to your sister. Hold on to your mother. Yeah, everybody better just hold on. Yeah, the world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. You'd better hold on to the ones that you love. You better talk to the lawyer. You better talk to the preacher. You better talk to the governor. Yeah, people need some love right now. Yeah, the world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. You'd better hold on to the ones that you love. Yeah, the world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. The world's gone crazy. You'd better hold on to the ones that you love. You'd better hold on to the ones that you love. You'd better hold on to the ones that you love. Thank you, baby. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to do one more song here and try and get out of here while I still can. End with a very beautiful song written by the great Butch Hancock that my sister Cindy asked me to sing. It's called If You Were a Bluebird, and send this out to little Kessie Kestrel because she's named after a bluebird, the kestrel, which I don't think they come down south here, do they? I think they're just up north. Anyhow, I'm not that much up on my birds, but if you know anything about Butch Hancock, he's a very, very prolific songwriter, hundreds and hundreds of songs, and this one is just maybe perfect, and many of the others are too. I'm not saying that, but and this is just as good as a song. This is a song that all other songwriters wish they had written or could have written. So, if you were a bluebird, honey, you'd be a sad one. I'd give you a true word, but you already had one. If you were a bluebird, you'd be flying, you'd be crying home. And if you were a raindrop, you'd shine like a rainbow. And if you were a train stop, the conductor would sing low. If you were a raindrop, you'd be falling, you'd be calling home. Honey, you'd be a grand one. But if you hit a slow spell, do you think you could stand one? If you were a hotel, I'd lean on your doorbell and I'd call you my home. A highway, I'd stretch alongside you. I'd help you pass byways that had dissatisfied you. the highway, I'd be stretching, I'd be fetching you home. But if you were a bluebird, honey, you'd be a sad one. I'd give you a true word, but you already had one. If you were a bluebird, you'd be flying, you'd be crying home. You'd be flying, you'd be crying home. So that's Bluebird by Butch Hancock. I know Butch a little bit. I've gotten to play with him a handful of times on the Roots of the Rails trips, and played that song with him, which is sort of kind of a wonderful thing. So, and Butch is like as unassuming. I mean, Butch is sort of, you know, a songwriter. Many of us look up to him and kind of, you know, he's a big deal to a lot of, and he is one of the most unassuming guys, at least when I've been around him, and I'm sure he probably is all of the time, just as relaxed and unassuming, and just he's more interested in talking to you about what you're interested in. He's just a wonderful guy, great guy. Anyhow, Butch Hancock's Bluebird. We're going to say good night now. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. My apologies for all of these dumb mistakes. I don't have any excuses other than I didn't get my nap. And we also, the other thing I thought about is we got the COVID shot because Susie and I are both old enough. And I'm sure it was that. I don't make these kind of mistakes. It's got to be that. It's got to be the nap. It's got to be the COVID shot. I can't figure it out. My apologies. Stay safe. Take care. And really, I do apologize, Kim. I made such a mess of that song. I apologize. I will call you later or send you a message and apologize and fall on my knees and everything. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Tune in to Folk Scene tomorrow night, and tune into WTJU, I believe it is. That'll actually be on at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so it'll be on at noon in on the East Coast time, and that means it will be on at about 5 or 6 in Europe. So actually a pretty early hour. I'm not sure there's any video with that one. I think that's just audio sort of interview and playing the album. Anyhow, Susie's ready to get out of here. Good night. Wear your goddamn masks. Stay safe. We'll see you on the 20th in 2 weeks. And after that at the Fret House on the first Saturday of March. Good night.